Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Jade Cargill did what no one expected tonight on WWE SmackDown. The star was in a match and decided to lick her opponent. Jade Cargill and Naomi have been going at it on SmackDown ever since Cargill returned to the company. The star was injured after Naomi's attack on her last year and returned at Elimination Chamber to establish dominance once again. Since then, the feud between the two stars has not died down, with them battling at WrestleMania 41 as well, where Cargill won. Now they battle each other again tonight, as Jade Cargill teamed with Tiffany Stratton to face Nia Jax and Naomi. During the match, there was a moment where Cargill was dominating and had Naomi in a chokehold. She was about to deliver the chokeslam, but then stopped for a second and licked her instead. It was an unexpected moment that no one was ready for. WWE posted the moment as well, saying that she got her lick back. Naomi is yet to respond after this. The match was won by Tiffany Stratton and Cargill, although there was tension between the two as it appears that Cargill has her eyes on the WWE Women's title. In one of the most polarizing and jaw-dropping moments of the year, Jade Cargill delivered a chilling, unforgettable statement on WWE SmackDown, one that had fans gasping, commentary stunned into silence, and even her opponent visibly disturbed. During a fiery post-match confrontation, Cargill did something few could have predicted. She licked her fallen opponent right on the cheek in a move that was part psychological warfare, part power flex, and fully unsettling. The moment has now gone viral, with clips of it spreading like wildfire across social media platforms and sparking a wave of speculation, reaction, and commentary from both fans and industry insiders. What led to this bizarre act? And what does it mean for the future of Jade Cargill in WWE? Friday Night SmackDown was already riding high on hype. The show had promised fallout from WrestleMania 41, but no one expected the most talked-about moment would come from Jade Cargill's rising warpath. She was scheduled to face rising star Tegan Nox in a grudge match following weeks of tensions backstage and in tag bouts. Nox, who had been riding a wave of fan support, came out fighting with heart, but the sheer physicality and cold presence of Cargill quickly took over. Jade dominated much of the match with her trademark intensity, tossing Nox around the ring like a rag doll. But it wasn't just the result of the match that had the WWE Universe buzzing. It was what happened after the final bell rang. Cargill nailed her opponent with Jaded, her signature glam slam-like finishing maneuver, and picked up the decisive victory. Nox lay motionless, barely stirring. Jade didn't immediately leave the ring. Instead, she hovered over her fallen opponent, seemingly contemplating her next move. The camera caught something strange in her eyes. Not satisfaction, not triumph, but a cold calculation. Then, in an act that echoed something straight from the mind games of past WWE legends like Mankind or Goldust, Cargill slowly leaned in and licked Tegan Nox on the cheek. The crowd's reaction was instant and visceral, a mixture of gasps, groans, and shocked silence. Even Michael Cole could only muster, "What the hell did we just witness?" as the commentary team tried to process what they had seen. It wasn't an act of affection. It wasn't a gesture of mockery either. It felt sinister. In that moment, Cargill wasn't a WWE superstar. She was a predator marking her prey. Then, without another word or gesture, she stood up, posed over Nox's prone body, and exited the ring with that signature swagger, her head held high and eyes locked forward as if the bizarre moment had simply been business as usual. Backstage, WWE cameras caught a brief glimpse of Cargill walking through the gorilla position, where even Triple H, who had been watching intently, stood in stunned silence. Jade, ever the master of timing, smirked and muttered under her breath, "She'll remember me forever." The clip has since made rounds on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, X, and YouTube, with fans either praising Cargill for pushing character boundaries or accusing her of crossing the line. Some called it genius psychological warfare. Others labeled it disturbing. But one thing is certain, no one is going to forget what Jade Cargill did on SmackDown anytime soon. WWE has remained relatively silent about the incident. There's been no official statement from the company, but insiders report that the moment was indeed planned and approved, though heavily protected from leaks to ensure maximum impact. It's clear now that WWE is leaning fully into Jade's dark, dominant aura. Gone is the flash and glam that defined her earlier appearances. In its place stands a woman determined to make the locker room tremble, not through cheap heat, but through raw presence and psychological terror. What's most fascinating about the act is how deeply it seems to echo the evolution of Cargill's WWE persona. Since her explosive debut on the blue brand, Cargill has been repositioning herself not merely as an athletic powerhouse, but as an unrelenting force of nature. No longer content with just victories, she wants to own her opponents, mentally and physically. The lick wasn't just a moment of shock, it was a symbol. In licking Tegan Nox, Cargill delivered a clear message. I do what I want. I dominate however I choose, and I leave you branded. Backstage reaction has been equally intense. Sources say several WWE superstars were visibly uncomfortable after seeing the footage. One unnamed SmackDown talent reportedly confronted Cargill about it, only to be met with her icy stare and no response. Tegan Nox, for her part, hasn't issued a statement, but did post a cryptic black-and-white photo to her Instagram story. A close-up of her face with the caption, "Never again." Whether this means she's seeking revenge or stepping away from the feud entirely is yet to be seen. Meanwhile, Cargill's stock in WWE continues to rise. Officials reportedly love the segment and view it as a crucial turning point for her character heading into the summer season. Theories abound about what's next. Could this all be leading to a heel faction centered around Cargill's dominance? Might she be setting her sights on the Women's Championship, not with a traditional challenge, but through psychological dismantling of the champion? Some fans have even drawn comparisons to early Undertaker vibes, eerily silent, deeply theatrical, and completely unpredictable. Others point to the obvious long-term implications. Jade Cargill isn't just being built as a competitor. She's being molded into a phenomenon. WB creative insiders told select outlets under anonymity that Jade's new direction is part of a larger arc that will see her become one of the most feared women in wrestling history. The lick, strange as it may be, was only phase one. We're trying to remind people that wrestling is theater, one producer said. It's not just about moves, it's about moments. And that was a moment no one saw coming. Indeed, it echoed shades of past legendary shockers, from Randy Orton kissing a cowed Stephanie McMahon, to Alexa Bliss's black coup phase, to Bray Wyatt's most disturbing incarnations. Of course, not everyone is pleased. Some fans are concerned about the messaging of such a moment, especially in an age where boundaries of physical autonomy are taken very seriously. WWE is no stranger to controversy, and this incident has opened the door to discussions about taste, character, and how far is too far in the name of storytelling. But WWE's gamble seems to have worked, for now. Everyone is talking about Jade Cargill. Everyone is watching what she'll do next. Perhaps the most important takeaway here is the renewed spotlight on women's wrestling in WWE. In an era where the women's division continues to demand and deserve main event billing, characters like Cargill's bring unpredictability and depth to stories that transcend title chases. She doesn't need gold to feel like a big deal. She needs moments, and she's clearly not afraid to seize them. Next week's SmackDown may provide clarity. WWE has teased that Cargill will speak live in front of the audience, her first promo since the incident. How will she justify what she did? Will she acknowledge the controversy or double down on the mind games? Will Tegan Nox seek retribution or retreat? Whatever happens, the landscape of WWE's women's division has shifted. And standing tall in the middle of it all is Jade Cargill, dangerous, dominant, and now absolutely unhinged. One thing is clear. If Jade Cargill is licking her opponents on live television, then the rest of the WWE roster needs to watch their backs. The storm has arrived. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our WWE official YouTube channel for more update news.